All right, peace family. Welcome back to Nurturing Birth, Nurturing Life, the space where we dive deep into all things parenthood, childhood, home birth, natural birth, and the joys of reclaiming our birth stories, specifically for our Black families. I'm Yeyo, your feisty community doula, coming to you with over 9 years of experience supporting families here in Durham and beyond the Eastern Seaboard. Before we get into the meat of this episode, I really wanted to say Happy New Year. For many people who recognize New Year in January, I am wishing you a year of abundance in whatever capacity needed in your life. For those of us who choose to celebrate the New Year during spring equinox, get your houses in order. We still have time. With 2025 here, there will be a lot of content coming to this channel. You'll get it in due time. So make sure to comment, like, subscribe, share, or engage in any way that you feel inclined or that feels right to you so that you can stay up to date. If you want to contact me directly outside of YouTube, you can always reach me at doula-support.com, and you can fill out a questionnaire which will be sent directly to me and I will respond to you personally. That is how my automated system is set up so that I can communicate with my potential families personally. So I will also have that website linked in the description below. Now, let's get into the whole point of this episode. I felt like it's needed, especially with most of you coming here wanting to know more about home birth and birth alternatives as it compares to hospitals and OBGYNs. I felt it to be important to share how exactly midwives and doulas work in tandem when supporting a birthing family as a birth team. That is very important to always remind yourself that this family has developed a birth team, their birth village, and we'll get more into that as well. So for many expected parents, the journey to welcoming new life is filled with excitement, anticipation, and a myriad of choices. We all know it's very hard to decide things when you've never been there before. Today, we're pretty much going to discuss what it's like to receive prenatal care with a midwife and a doula in the context of childbirth. So this is going to be specifically to doulas, midwives, and how they support a birthing family in tandem. I'm telling you, it's a beautiful, harmonious relationship. It truly is. So what exactly is a midwife? A midwife is a trained medical professional who specializes in pregnancy, childbirth, postpartum care. Midwives can be certified nurse midwives who have nursing degrees and advanced training in midwifery, or some certified professional midwives who are trained through alternative routes. Now, let's talk about prenatal care. Distinctively traditional obstetric care. We all know that often involves a series of appointments, right? Typically in a clinical setting, very formal, standard, straight to the point, and then boom, out the door. Well, prenatal care with a midwife often takes place in the comfort of your own home. This can create a stress-reduced, relaxed environment for the expectant parent and partner and family. Because I have had prenatal visits with my midwife during our pregnancy where our oldest daughter and my husband was present. And it's an experience like no other.
Can you tray somewhere where you don't see it? If it's covered, is that okay with you?
Yes.
Okay.
I just don't want to see the silver and
Okay. The instruments.
yeah, the instruments and stuff. It reminds me of Dead Soul.
It truly, truly, truly is. And as I stated earlier, the goal is to always decrease stress and anxiety around the birthing parent. Now, research has shown that a positive and comfortable environment can contribute to lower stress levels, which in turn can impact the health outcomes of both the mother and the baby. During your prenatal visits with a midwife, you can expect a comprehensive range of services. And I'm speaking from experience here. These typically include regular checkups to monitor the health of both myself and the baby, and check-ins with the partner, husband, wife, whoever the birthing partner's partner is. She assessed the fetal growth while I was laying on the couch. We had discussions about my nutrition, what I can eat, what I can't eat. And I learned a lot about the things that I can't eat that I used to be told that I was not able to. We went over exercise and emotional well-being. What I notice is midwives really do prioritize building a trusting relationship and actually having that rapport with the family as a whole, and that really opens them up to fostering communication, and it gives the birthing family a sense of empowerment throughout the pregnancy journey. It overall benefits everyone for the midwife to have a trusting, strong relationship with the birthing family. It makes all the difference. One significant aspect of midwifery care that I like to focus on is the holistic approach that they have in their care. We all know you go to the OBGYN, you have a problem, either you're ignored or they're throwing pills at you, steroids or something at you that may be a little strong, may actually help, but then eventually causes other problems. Well, midwifery integrates physical, emotional, and social well-being into their practice. So before anything is recommended for a remedy, all aspects of you as a person is considered, not just to treat the symptoms. We want to treat the symptoms, but we also want to rid the problem. According to a systemic review published in the Cochrane Database of Systemic Reviews, midwifery-led care is associated with a lower likelihood of unnecessary interventions while maintaining high levels of safety for both mother and child. I wanted to call out that we also discussed the definition of a doula, but unlike midwives, doulas do not provide medical care or perform clinical tasks. There are just some things that we are privy to that the average person who is not in the birth world would not be knowledgeable of. And that's okay. That's why we are there. Once you know, and you tell others who don't know. And that's just how we want to keep this train moving as far as how we show up for ourselves when it comes to our care. One question I actually got as I was going through how to layer this. So someone asked, what about the role of a doula in prenatal care? And my immediate response was, we're there to support, but I realized to put this in the episode and go a little bit more in depth with you guys, since I am a doula. I say we play a unique role, a complementary role in supporting the expectant parents. During prenatal visits from our end, as a doula, we help with preparing the mother for the birthing process by discussing her birth plan, going over it more than once to make sure they still align with her choices, helping her practice relaxation, breathing techniques, comfort measures, birth education. We have the emotional availability to support and answer any questions or concerns the mother or the family may have as they approach the birthing day.
So you got rapid cervical change. So if early labor is like centimeters 1 to 3, transition is going to get us from 4 to 5, and it's going to get us from 8, 9, 10. Okay. So it's in those kinds of areas. It's hard.
So this type of support can truly help reduce anxiety and build confidence, which is crucial for a positive birthing experience. I tend to stress the most important aspects of midwifery and doula care, which is the emphasis on informed choice. I love that when I'm working with a midwife, I don't have to constantly remind them, hey, can you show my family a few pamphlets or point them in the right direction so that they can do more research on that procedure or medication before they say yes. When I'm working in tandem with the midwife, that is usually already at the top of their list, which I love because it's at the top of our list as well, which is why we as doulas provide childbirth education. Working with a midwife and providing our families informed choices, we are encouraging those expected parents to actively participate in their care decision. We don't want you to blindly choose a medical decision and, God forbid, regret it. We want to make sure you go in with all eyes open. So by providing evidence-based information on various options, we are able to add more to what may have been vague by your other provider. We consider this collective approach can be led to a more satisfying pregnancy and birth experience. The power of informed choice can't be overstated. The doula's role during prenatal visits can also extend to emotional and mental well-being, ensuring that the mother feels heard and validated. And I know we've probably heard that a lot when it comes to doulas. We say feel emboldened for the most part, speak, use your voice, open up that throat chakra. This supportive presence from a doula is a key factor because it, again, reduces stress, which has been associated with better mental, maternal, and fetal health outcomes. Are we tracking? Are we seeing what's going on here? It's very important to keep stress and anxiety levels down during pregnancy. It's key. For those considering a home birth with a midwife, it is important for me to stress that they are highly trained to support low-risk pregnancies, because if you are considered a high-risk pregnancy, you will need to be in a hospital facility, which is why most midwives will run a risk assessment to see if you are a candidate for home birth or do you risk out and have to give birth in a facility. And even if that is the case, you can still have a doula present and you can still choose to have a midwife present. As I said, we have options. A lot of them are just not broadcasted. We like to consider this as a safety net because this will truly ensure that a baby and birthing parent is okay. So low risk pregnancies, you have a great chance of having a home birth. High-risk pregnancies, I do know some midwives who will give you the opportunity, depending on what your medical condition is. They will give you a time period because some things can be reversed, and then you can qualify to have that home birth should you want it. Midwives are highly trained in recognizing potential complications and are skilled at managing labor and delivery without the need for medical interventions, as long as the pregnancy remains low risk. Okay? Doulas can play a crucial role during home birth by providing continuous non-medical support. During labor, we will assist with comfort measures such as massages, hip squeeze, positioning, all the things I'm sure you guys have seen in a lot of these doula videos that are out here. Yes, we do all of that and we do it well. But all of this can help manage pain naturally without the use of synthetics. Now that I think about it, doulas do provide a lot of comfort, but midwives also bring a level of comfort to the birthing space as well. Their presence, along with them having that medical knowledge, helps to create a calm and nurturing environment. Doulas specifically are skilled in creating an atmosphere that encourages relaxation, promotes a sense of safety. Our presence can make a significant difference in how a mother perceives her labor experience, fostering a more positive and memorable event. We all know what it means to have a vision in our head for an experience we are going to experience for who knows, once, maybe twice. A doula sits and plans that with you. and we make it happen. Because what we not gonna do is have birthing mama in here pissed off about some twinkle lights. We won't do that over here. Okay? Now, as we wrap up, I need you to understand when you are looking to choose the right prenatal care provider, although daunting, it is essential to do your research, ask questions, and trust your instincts. If you're considering working with a midwife or a doula, please take the time to meet with different practitioners, discuss your birth plan, or even your values. Yes, discuss your values, because I cannot tell you how many times I have held consultations and afterward I would say, no, I can't take on every client, because when it comes to that birth environment, everything has to be aligned. We want that baby to come in on high frequencies. And if I feel like I'll vibrate low in the room with a particular person, I would never do that child or that family a disservice. Can't do it. So guys, midwifery and doula care, honestly, is not just about birth and labor, but it's also comprehensive postpartum support. Heavy on the postpartum support, because we are lacking in that area. This includes lactation counseling, guidance on newborn care, and emotional support as the mother transitions to life with new baby. Whether it's your first baby, your second baby, you never had 2 babies at once, your third baby, you never had 3 babies at once, depending on the age gap, the needs of the children. It's a lot. The postpartum period is a critical point of recovery, and midwives and doulas are skilled in identifying and addressing potential issues, including postpartum depression and breastfeeding challenges, which can progress or can suddenly enter. You just never know what will happen. But at least with a doula and a midwife, you will be connected with resources who you can reach out to almost immediately and see within the next day. Just a little gem there. I encourage everyone to also explore all available options for prenatal supports, whether you opt for a midwife, a doula, an obstetrician, or a combination of both. The most important thing is that you feel safe, supported, informed, heard throughout your pregnancy. It is okay to leave providers, ask for your charts, and move on. If you do not feel like you are being heard, seen, being treated properly, get out of there. You don't owe them anything. Ultimately, the choice is always yours, but the choice between different types of care should be based on what aligns with your values, your medical history, and your personal comfort. Midwives and doulas offer an approach rooted in trust, informed decision-making, and community, which is my favorite, because within community, it's so easy to build that rapport and trust. So guys, I am really praying and hoping that 2025 brings peace, love, prosperity into your homes, into your lives. I hope whatever burdened you in 2024 will eventually unburden itself as the year goes on. No bag ladies, okay? Bag a lady, you gon' hurt your back, dragging all them bags like that. One day, all them bags gon' get in your way. Okay, I'm done. But thank y'all for joining me again for another episode on Nurturing Birth, Nurturing Life, where we talked about how doulas and midwives work in tandem for birthing families in a birthing space. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to reach out to me on my website, again, www.divinedoulassupport.com. And you can also drop a comment. Thank you so very much, everybody, and I hope to see you soon.